There was something happening just about every place. You had offstage theater, and you had the Live Arts Theater Ensemble, which was doing a lot of really interesting plays.
David appeared in one or more of the coffee houses that were put on at Live Arts.
The coffee house was kind of like a live Saturday Night Live-ish kind of skit thing.
So how'd you like that car?
In Just Say No, David plays a sales manager in a used car lot.
Did you know anything about this? This is a piece of paper that somebody stuck in the wrong car.
He was really, really an effective actor.
Previously used as a rental vehicle.
What? You found this in that car? There's no way.
David's routine was acting, working at Miller's, and still playing music. I don't think David ever stopped playing music.
He was writing songs, but no one really knew about it. He told me he was scared to show them to anybody.
I would like to reach out my hand.
It was odd that, for a long time I knew him and didn't really know that he had musical aspirations.
There were other musicians in Charlottesville that had been performing for years and that were part of the scene and part of the music establishment.
Tim Reynolds is one of those Charlottesville musical characters that just has been around for a long time.
David got to meet Tim and was always amazed at how talented and what kind of things Tim could do.
He would just play guitar and just not give a damn what anybody thought.
Tim influenced Dave greatly because that's something Dave wanted to do, and Tim was sort of like his mentor.
Tim comes up to me and says, "Oh, we're going to have this guy sing with us. And, can you set up an extra microphone?" And I didn't know, what was going on.
It was a really quiet night at Miller's on a Monday evening.
And all of a sudden, here comes Dave, and he's going to get up on stage and sing. And I thought, wow, that's wild. He started playing. Hair stood up in the back of my neck.
This wasn't just some person doing, a Neil Young cover for the 173rd time. I mean, this was for real.
I remember just being struck how wildly original that was. I'd never seen anybody play and sing along with themselves like that, and just knowing, again, that he had something extraordinary. Through Tim, Dave was able to overcome that original shyness.
He finally got up the courage to show people the songs that he had written.
I had started an open mic night. He was right off the bat one of the people participating.
He just had this presence on the stage that people really gravitated to.
There's not all that to do.
A lot of people sat up and took notice and thought, this guy can sing.
And I'm gonna leave the world until I'm 6 feet underground in my grave.
He was so full of energy and so full of charisma and so great as a person that he was able to enlist all these people to help him out.
A friend of ours, a guy named Ross Hoffman, he knew when he heard Dave, like so many other people back then, that he was really hearing something special. Ross knew that I had a studio set up, and he brought Dave over to my house to do a demo.
Hey, my friend, it seems your eyes are troubled. Care to share your times with me?
There were 4 songs, the best of what's around, the song that Jane likes, I'll Back You Up, and recently,
People stare and we just ignore. What's the use in hiding out?
Dave wrote all the music for those songs. He wrote the lyrics. The demo was done in October of '90.
The purpose for his demo was just to document the songs and hopefully have it be good enough that he'd get some gigs and just start to move forward with it.
He had, from the beginning, an idea of what he wanted. He loved music, just passionate about music, and wanted that for himself. Wanted that in his future.
He just sort of said, I really want to do this, I'm going to do this. The first words out of my mouth, you should get a band.
Why do what you say?
Next, Dave Matthews Band hits the road.
We traveled in a 15-passenger van. It was just like god-awful, smelly, feed and ass and rotten food.
Then, tragedy strikes again.
I remember there was a sign up on the door that said, you know, due to a family emergency, Dave Matthews Band won't be playing tonight.
David really seemed to be at home and at ease with an acoustic guitar in his hands.
He'd written, you know, a handful of songs.
He pretty much dedicated his life to it, and he was doing nothing else.
It was around the summer of 1991 that Dave began to assemble the band.
Dave spent many a night watching the local jazz musicians.
David really had a clear vision of how he wanted things to sound.
Dave was listening to all these players, thinking in the back of his mind, I want to have a band. I want that guy.
Carter was widely known as the best drummer in the area.
I've never seen anybody play the drums like that.
Leroy Moore is an incredible saxophone player.
He was playing swing, he was playing funk, he was playing fusion.
Stefan Lessard was a bass prodigy.
David saw all the potential that Stefan had.
He was like in 10th grade, I think, when he started. Boyd was a classically trained violinist, was sort of like a bit of a prodigy on the local scene.
And then there's Dave, and he's obviously the glue that brought everyone together.
The five guys are just all very different. They don't seem to add up.
None of them had played really in a straight-up rock band.
We just sort of ignored the fact that, boy, we've got like a violin, sax, acoustic guitar, you know, bass and drums, you know, playing rock music. And we just played and had fun.
Eastern Standard was, I think, the first place that they ever really played on any kind of regular basis.
We got like paid $50 a night and, you know, dinner and all you can drink.
The audience was growing and growing and growing and talking about them.
Is this gradual? Is this band playing? What band is it? It's that band Dave Matthews put together.
The bartender at Miller's. You know Dave Matthews. His band. He got a band? Oh, yes.
We kept it as that, the Dave Matthews Band.
It was about 1992. They were really starting to take off.
There was a big buzz about Dave's band.
Dave Matthews Band is a powerful, intense, sprawling talent, but it also takes the right kind of nurturing and professional guidance.
Corn Cap Shop was a club owner.
He was the main music man in Charlottesville.
Corn just heard about him and saw him at Miller's a couple times and then booked him to play at Trax.
Trax was the club in Charlottesville. It was, you know, the big rock club. That was where the national acts came through.
If you played Trax in Charlottesville, you were doing really well.
Those gigs were awesome. Everybody was just sort of just getting off on just like this new sound.
There were songs that he'd sing, like two-step, where you would think that the floor was going to cave in because people were jumping up and down so much.
To see a local band go in there on a Tuesday night and do that, and then to do it every week was pretty astounding.
There was just an energy about them, and there was something